Hey crafters, it's Janet with Crafting It Up in Creations. Thanks so much for joining me. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Whatever is your heart's content, I wish you the well. So this is day 7 of my series in the 12 Days of Christmas Ornament series. I have used a couple of the mason jar ornaments and one of these acrylic ornaments from AC Moore. All of them cost $1. If you can't find the mason jar ornaments at a Dollar Tree, AC Moore still had them as of a week or so ago. The only difference between the ones from the Dollar Tree and AC Moore is that the Dollar Tree ones have like a plastic gray lid, and the ones from AC Moore actually have like a metal lid. But they all cost $1. Even these really nice acrylic ones that I'm going to show you that I did the dragon with. I absolutely love them. I bought tons of extras of those, and I can see doing something for Valentine's Day, something for Easter with those, and just using it kind of like a cloche. Now these alligator clips I got from Michael's, and I was gonna think, well, I guess what I had in mind was I wanted to put them on the mason jar upside down so that it looked like the actual jar itself instead of an upside down jar. But I ended up gluing this one on the lid, and that's just so you could clip it on either way. But I may try that later on with putting it on the top and then attaching it to the tree that way. These bottleneck trees were $2.99 for 6, so they were 50% off. So right now is a great time to go buy stuff at Joann's or Michael's. The little owls were from Walmart. You get 6 for $1.98. I got this cute dragon half off. I've got this little polar bear. So I encourage you just to look in your stash and pull out some stuff. I've got some buffalo snow. There's all kinds of different snow you can get. You can get the little foam balls from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to glue this alligator clip to one of the lids. But like I say, just look in your stash and pull out some things, and you can make so many different ornaments using some of the same things. And that's kind of what you've seen me do in some of these past videos. I'll link those videos in the description box down below if you're interested in seeing those. I used the owls with the shower rings before, and the Sherpa towels that you can use for your car from the Dollar Tree section of the automotive section. So this is one of those piece of circle foam. It comes 2 in a pack at the Dollar Tree, and I cut a piece out, and I'm kind of just shaping it around and molding it into the shape that I want it. And I'm going to glue it to that lid because I want to give my item height while it's in there. And then I'm going to add Mod Podge to it and stick that buffalo snow to kind of hide the look of it. And basically the reason I want them to have height is because if you kind of stick them to the very bottom of the lid, then you don't have much room to really add some extra shaking snow in there because you kind of bury your item. And so that's why I've put that in there like that. I'm going to shake off some of the excess, and I kind of do go around the edges and pull that up so that it doesn't get in the way of screwing that jar shut. My daughter's best friend loves polar bears, so this one's for Marley. I don't think she watches me, so this is okay. And we're making this one for her. And I don't know if you guys have seen that internet video of the polar bears are starving to death because of climate change, but it's really depressing. I'm super sad. I hate to think that that's what it's coming to. I believe in climate change, but, I'm just a nurse. So I actually do end up gluing the top piece on here because depending on who you give it to, like I want to make some for my niece. I don't want her to be able to pull off the top and then throw the snow all out everywhere and make a big huge mess. So I did put a little bit of reinforcement glue at the top, and I add some snow in there and I shake it all around. And I didn't do anything about the static because I kind of like the fact that it'll stick to the sides of the globe and just make it look like it's snowing inside. Now I love these little trees because they have these long wire pieces, and you can bend them. And since the little polar bear kind of took up room on his iceberg, we'll say, I could bend it and then kind of stick it into that foam and give him a little bit of greenery behind him. I didn't really know what else to put with them, and I didn't want a whole lot of other color in there, but I thought the green just gave it a good contrast. So that's him. I love him. I think he looks really good. And of course I've got that little piece on the bottom where you can put him on the tree either way. So for the owl, I did the same thing with the foam, and I made a little divot in the foam as well and put some glue down in it and put the owl in it. I love these little owls. They are super cute. So now I'm going to put some Mod Podge on the bottom of it and add it to one of the lids. And put some of the buffalo snow around him as well. These are really simple, but I just thought, you know, I'd go ahead and share with you some of them that I'd made because I've done some of the ornament series stuff, and I wanted to show you different things that I had done with some of these. And I used one of those little bottleneck trees, and I'm going to put it in behind him as well. And I just used the hot glue for him as well. Now, I almost really try to make a mess with this Mod Podge. These smaller bottles you can get at the Dollar Tree for $1 each. It really almost, I have looked these up before, but it comes out to about the same amount. You know, so if you buy the bigger ones, the only way you're going to get the best discount is if you buy those bigger ones and use like your 40 or 50% off coupons at Michael's or Joann's. And if you're like me and they're an hour away from your house, you know, if you're already going to that area for something else, then it doesn't, you know, make a big difference. But you might as well save your gas money if you're just going for glue, of course. And so I keep the little wire on this one just a little bit longer. And I put some hot glue on that. And I realize I'm totally out of screen, so I'm trying to share it with you. And I wanted a couple trees in here with him. And I add that one to it as well. And then I kind of push it over to make sure. I'll notice once I put it in there, I'm like, oh, it's going to be in the way. But I get it over far enough where, you know, everything closes down and it's fine. And I just love him. Those owls are just something else. Now, a couple times I added a little bit too much buffalo snow, so I had to take some out. So you kind of just have to play around with it, of course, and figure out how much you need in there. And, you know, don't bury your owl or your dragon or your cute little polar bear. And, of course, it's static all over, so it was all over me. I couldn't even tell if it was on the inside or the outside by then. Now, the dragon is for Elena. That's my middle daughter. She loves dragons, as does her mama, but this one's for her. And we're using the other acrylic ornament that I got from AC Moore. And I kind of made a little bit larger base for him, and we're going to paint all over it. And at first I added some beads to it, but you really just couldn't even see them once it was all said and done. So beads, no beads. I kind of wanted them just for the shaker part of it, you know, just to have them in there. But once you couldn't see them, I thought, well, that's pointless. So I add glitter and the buffalo snow to this one. And the Mod Podge seems to work really well with that foam. And these are the plastic ornaments because I didn't really show them separate that are from AC Moore. And I love those. I've done a haul video where I showed them more in detail. I'll try to find that and link it below too. So for the tree, I look at it and I do decide, okay, I'll cut one off and put it in there. And then the next one I decided to not cut off as much so that I could have two trees with varying heights. And I thought that kind of gave it a little bit more character in there. I do hold both of them down with the hot glue. I think when you say the word GUN, that's where it's flagging people's videos. So, hot glue device, hot glue, that's what I'm going with. And then I'm going to add that into that as well. And you know, if you've got other elements to add to these, that would look perfect. I didn't really, I've got tons of stuff, but I thought the little trees just gave it a little bit of color without taking too much away from the, you know, main object. And this is Heidi Swap glitter. It's a mixture of white with some silver in there. And I really love this glitter. And it has went a long way because I have used this on several different things now. And you can kind of see the beads in there, but they get completely covered up before it's all said and done. So I shake the glitter on there, and then I'm going to end up adding the buffalo snow to this too. But I try to shake off the extra on into the lid, or into the top part. And I add a good bit of extra glitter in there as well. Like I say, I like it when it kind of sticks to the sides. And this is where I turn him over and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to add buffalo snow. That's just not enough. You know, it doesn't take up enough space at the bottom to make it look filled. But these are really simple. At the end, I only added like made a white bow for all of them. Like I say, I didn't really want to take too much away from the actual centerpiece of all of them. And I think I ended up getting another one of those dragons again when they were on sale. So this is Off Ray ribbon. If you were ever a fan of Stampin' Up, they had some ribbon that looked exactly like this a couple years back. They may still even sell it. I'm not exactly sure. I used to be a demo, but I was only a demo that bought stuff. So I didn't sell it. Sell it. I sold it to myself. But this was one of my favorite ribbons that they ever came out with. I think it's just beautiful. And so when I found some at Walmart, I grabbed a couple rolls because I've went through quite a bit of this ribbon in the past. And I just kind of make a simple bow for all three of them and add them to each ornament. And I just put them all at the very top and hot glue them on there. And that pretty much finishes them up. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. If you would, if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help my channel, and it helps YouTube know what kind of content that you're looking for, and will suggest to you other like-minded crafters in your queue whenever you bring up YouTube videos. I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. I've had a lot of fun making a lot of these videos and doing these ornaments because I do them anyway. So I hope you guys like them too. My plan in the future, I'm starting to do a little bit with some resin and some clay. If you're interested in even seeing some of that, let me know down below, because I'm trying to decide if I should make a separate channel for separate things, or if I should just leave it all craft and just craft it up like crazy on here. But here's a look at each of the individual ornaments. Like I say, give me a thumbs up, a shout out at the bottom. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a blessed day and a blessed holidays. Take care.